Okay. Today we are going to discuss about structure of atom, class 10. We already learned about atomic structure in class 9. Even you just recall what you learned in the previous class, and we will going to discuss about structure of atom. Atom is a small particle. It cannot be divided further. So every element is consisting of molecules, and molecules consisting of atoms. But atom consisting of tiny particle called protons, electrons, neutrons. These are called subatomic particles. By observing atom, we know that in 9th class, protons at center, this is called nucleus. Nucleus consisting of protons and neutrons, and electrons revolving around the nucleus. We know that positive and positive charges repel each other, negative and negative charges repel each other, and negative and positive charges attract each other. These things we know. By observing the atom, protons at nucleus, they repel each other because they are near to each other. They are in gather at the nucleus. The repulsive force are neutralized by neutrons, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus, and electrons are attracted by the protons. There is a repulsive force, there is a attractive force inside the atom. How they stable? This is very important point while going through atomic structure. These can be explained by the Niels Bohr, J.J. Thomson, and Rutherford. They gave some suggested some postulates to understand atomic structure. Am I clear or not? But still we have so many doubts. Suppose if you take crackers in Diwali, when you fire it, they giving different types of colors. When we heat the iron, when heating the iron up to some time, it will be turned into red. You keep on giving heat, it turn into white color. Why? What happens? The atom of iron, what inside is going? It's when heated, that releases some energy that in the form of red color flame. When keep on heating, it gives the white light. These things we can understand by the help of atomic structure. In atomic structure, everybody knows electrons revolving around the nucleus. See? Electrons revolving around the nucleus. How electrons coexist in the atom to stable the atom. We know it, electrons revolving around the nucleus. See, this is my nucleus. In nucleus we can see protons and neutrons, but we cannot see our naked eye because they are moving very fast. This is just an idea how they revolving around the nucleus. How they spread over the nucleus. How they spread over and revolving around the nucleus. These things we can study in this lesson. We can discuss in this lesson. See how those subatomic particles coexist in electrically neutral atom. Because atom is stable, because inside the protons and electrons are neutralized in the atom. These things explained by First J.J. Thomson, next Rutherford, and next Bose. See here, we have acquired some fundamental idea about atomic model suggested by J.J. Thomson first, and then Ernest Rutherford and Niels Bohr, which have been presented in class 9. In class 9 we already studied. Now coming to the next point. Do all atoms have same subatomic particles? We know that subatomic particles, electrons, protons and neutrons. How? Every atom, suppose if you take sodium, the atomic number is 11. That means 11 electrons and 11 protons. When you coming the chlorine have 17. Atomic number is 17. We know it. We already know atomic numbers of elements of atom. So in atom we can see 11 electrons and 11 protons. Here 17 electrons and 17 protons. That means have same subatomic particles, but the number of subatomic particles differ from different atoms of elements. Am I clear or not? So these things we can study in the chapter. How the size increases, how the size decreases, these things, and also how electrons is revolving around the space in the atom. See here how the electrons are distributed, space around the atom. These we can discuss in this atomic structure. To understand the space around the electrons, we need to know electric spectra, light spectrum. We know that rainbow is the best example of spectra of light. That means we can observe the WebGR. We can see in the sky sometimes. We can see the WebGR. First we can see violet, next we can see indigo, next blue, next green, yellow, orange and red. But they have different intensity of light from violet to red. Violet is very small intensity. When coming to the red, we have high intensity. The intensity is different. These can be help us to study the atomic structure. Here we given very small about the light. Light is a electromagnetic wave. Light is a electromagnetic wave. We need to understand the nature of light, color frames and their characteristics. These things we help to understand atomic structure. We are given very small idea about the electromagnetic wave. Even I will try with some examples. Suppose if you take a still pond, that means water is still, and there are in this is my pond, this is my water level. Suppose if I thrown a stone into the pond, the disturbance created at this point, and because when stone is dropped here, the water molecules start moving up and down like this. Then it creates a wave like this. That means ripples. These ripples are called waves. These are called water waves. Because of disturbance, the wave is, that means the disturbance traveling through the water. The disturbance. Who help us to travel the disturbance? Water molecules. Water molecules is transfer the disturbance through the water. In the same way, when we vibrate, when we create vibration in the electric charge on the atom, inside the atom, it creates a disturbance. The disturbance travel in the vacuum in the form of wave. The disturbance, when we vibrate electric charge, it creates electric field. It creates, I told you last year. This year I will explain in the next class about electric current. In electric current, motion of electric charge creates the electric current. It creates some field, the field is called electric field. Electric field creates the magnetic field. When electron is moving in this direction, the magnetic field creates around the electric field. Am I clear? When vibrating a vibrating electric charge, how electrons are vibrating? That is also a very, very important point. I would like to give you an example. Suppose this is my iron rod. Suppose this is my iron rod. This is my iron rod. We are giving heat energy to this one. Heat energy giving to this one. Then electrons in the iron. That means iron have subatomic particles because atom is consisting of atoms. Atom consisting of subatomic particles. When we are giving heat energy, those electrons are vibrating because of heat energy is taken by the iron. Those vibrations create the electromagnetic waves because the charge is vibrating by the help of heat energy. The vibrating electrons create some waves. It's passing through the vacuum. Am I clear or not? See here, a vibrating electric charge creates a charge in the electric field. A vibrating electric charge creates a charge in the electric field. Change in the electric field. The change in the electric field creates the changing in magnetic field. But both the fields are perpendicular to each other. That is very, very important. And wave is traveling perpendicular to these two fields. I will give the best example. Once again, the vibrating electric charge creates change in electric field. The change in electric field creates change in magnetic field. This process continues. This process continues like this. True and fro like this. Back and forth. The electrons are moving back and forth. It creates the electric field. The change in electric field creates the change in magnetic field. Both are perpendicular to each other. This process continues. The both created field is perpendicular to each other and at right angle to the direction of propagation of wave. Am I clear or not? I will show the picture so that you get an idea. See here. This is my blue color is called a magnetic field and red color is called electric field. Both are perpendicular to each other like this. Like this. And it is also perpendicular to the propagation of wave is perpendicular to both perpendicular fields. See here. So this electric field and magnetic field perpendicular to each other and the wave propagated perpendicular to the both the fields. So we need to know the characteristics of electromagnetic wave. Here we need to learn characteristics of electromagnetic wave. Here very, very important characteristics of electromagnetic wave are, first one is wavelength. Length. This is denoted by lambda. Very, very important. Wavelength. Next one is frequency. This is also very, very important. Frequency. This is denoted by nu. Call it as nu. What is wavelength? That is very, very important. Just will say. The distance between two peaks is called wavelength. The distance between successive successive peaks, that means one after another. The distance between two peaks is called wave length, it is denoted by lambda, and the next one is frequency. You can define frequency simple, very simple. See here, the frequency, this is new, keep in mind, the frequency of the wave is simply the number of peaks. The peaks are going like this. This is the some point. How many peaks passing through? Given point for a unit time. Given point. This is my point. Unit time. Suppose this is my point. Suppose I would like to take only 1 second. Maybe the peaks travel 10 in 1 second, maybe 100, maybe 200, maybe 300, maybe 400. Peaks will be pass at 1 second. That depends upon the intensity of the wave. I mean electromagnetic wave. Very simple. The wavelength is very small. Number of peaks very fast. Will go very fast. Because length is decreases, we will pass more. If length is very larger, number of peaks very less. That means lambda is inversely proportional to 1 by nu. This is very, very important. The frequency of the wave is simply the number of peaks that pass by the given point per unit time. Simply the unit of frequency, suppose the frequency f is equal to 1 by nu, suppose, is nothing but 1 by second. Reciprocal is unit per frequency. 1 by second is nothing but what? Unit per frequency. Very, very important. I told you lambda is inversely proportional to the frequency. When we remove the proportionality symbol, we can take lambda into nu is equals to some constant. Here this is called c. C is nothing but velocity of the light. So velocity of the light, c is equals to 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. We know it. The velocity of the light. Why we taken lambda into b is equals to c? Here my basic doubt. When we are going to mass and I will coming back to why lambda into b is equals to v not v nu. Lambda into nu is equals to c. See, I will give a best example. Now you understood two things. Wavelength, that is denoted by lambda. Once I will see wavelength, not explained properly. Once come back, wavelength. See, wavelength. Wavelength is the distance from one peak to next peak. Wavelength is denoted by lambda of the wave is the distance from one peak to the next, means next peak. Okay, that is very, very clear. Now coming to the one example. Here I would like to take one example. See here, this is say 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. This is 3 centimeters. And 1, 2, 3. This is 4 centimeters. 3, 4 jar. 3, 4 jar. 12 squares. See, 12 squares are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For example, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So how many squares are there in the first square? 12. 12 squares are there. Suppose my length is increases. How many squares are? How many centimeters are there? 4 centimeters. Breadth is decreases. Length is increases. Breadth is decreases. See, even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 squares are there. Because this is 3, 3, 4, they are 12. Suppose length is very small. Suppose very small. 1, 2 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 twos are 12. So both are inversely proportional to each other in rectangle, length and breadth. If length, area is constant, keep in mind, here and here area is constant. Similarly, lambda is inversely proportional to
1 by
frequency. Lambda into nu is must be a constant, whatever it means. Here 3 4s are, 4 3s are, 6 2s are, whatever. Lambda is increases, frequency is decreases. Frequency is increases, length will be decreases. I told you clearly the number of peaks that passing a point at unit time is called frequency. See, wavelength is very large, number of peaks will be less. Wavelength is very small, number of peaks will be
increase.
Am I clear? So these frequency help us to understand electromagnetic waves. So electromagnetic waves have wide variety of frequencies. Wide variety of frequencies. Those are called electromagnetic spectrum. Electromagnetic spectrum. See electromagnetic spectrum. So electromagnetic waves can have a wide variety of frequencies. The entire range of electromagnetic wave frequencies is known as electromagnetic spectrum. Now, one more important point I would like to go back. See, yes, by observing violet have very less wavelength. When we see the red, the length is very long. So, but we can see this range of frequencies. We can see the light with the help of our eye. This range of frequencies. If very less frequency or very high frequency, we cannot see. That's very clear here. Those are called visible spectrum. Wavelength is very small. We cannot see the electromagnetic wave. The wavelength is very large, we cannot see the help of light. That is called visible spectrum. So the range of wavelength covering red color to the violet color is called a visible spectrum. In the next class, I will show you some spectrums and we will go the next part. And very important, here we have to discuss about the electron revolving around the nucleus in different areas. They travels or leave or they space around the nucleus, they are revolving in particular areas. Those areas we can discuss in the next video. Okay, ma?